Welcome back to Bagwell's Wheeling and Music. It's been a while since the last time I posted, so you can see what we got going on today. See, we can built the shed since the last time we did the trailer video. Should have done that whenever I first bought the house. Got our 80 CJ7 sitting nicely under it. We've got the 89 Grand Wagoneer. Gonna be working on it today. The issue we've got right now is our wipers don't want to work. Now I've tested already the connection coming underneath the hood, and right now we've gotten power going down to it, but for some reason the wiper motor ain't wanting to kick on, so we're going to try to take that thing off today and see if we can get it working. May have to send it off somewhere, but we're going to see if we can fix something without buying something new. So kick back, let's see what we can get done. Oh, Music Madness wagon. So we've done a few things. We upgraded the HEI distributor, new battery, tried to clean up some of the electrical around here, got rid of the old coil pack. Little quick tip for these 360s here. So the little oil breather right here, I always wanted to blow off with me going down the road, so I did this little zip tie trick here to kind of keep it on a leash for if it does blow off again, you won't be having to go chasing it down the road. So this is the wiper motor we've currently got. Looks a little bit rough, but who knows? We might be able to fix it. I'll go see if I can find some wrenches and get that thing off. So for these first 3 nuts right here, looks like it's gonna be a 3/8 size socket. Let's see if we can just pull this thing off, or if there's gonna be some other thing that's gonna hinder me from going further. I don't know if there's anything on the other side we can take off or not. I might have to pull that off. Let's see. All right, so we got the cowl off here, but it looks like you're gonna have to go underneath the dash to undo the one bolt that is needed for the I'm hoping I got the right size wrench. What I have, 3/8. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. See that little golden bolt up there? Should be the only thing that's holding us back. All right, y'all, so that nut actually ended up being an 11 millimeter. So this is what it looks like once you get it off. In theory, we should just be able to take that handle or linkage, just pull it off. I don't know what else it was that popped off with it, but looks to be a washer. So it goes from the motor to the washer and then to the arm. All right, so we've got the motor here. Looks like it's just got some splines that just kind of tightens up on. See if I get it to focus straight on there. Inside looks pretty clean. For some reason motors don't work. So I'm gonna piddle with it here for a minute and see if we can figure out something. And hopefully, just hopefully, everything go back together right. All right, so we got this window motor out here. Not window motor, wiper motor. Front wiper motor for 89 Grand Wagoneer. So it looks like these Going to be a 10 millimeter. Kind of interesting little lock washer there. Never seen one that wide. These look to be rubber grommets on these. Gonna leave that as is. All right, here, let me get my little brush. Handiest little brush ever right here. Go to Harbor Freight, get you one, you use it for everything. Look how pretty that is now. See if I can find us a Phillips head screwdriver. All right. Gonna take this little plastic cover off here. See what we got lying underneath here. The solder joints look okay. I'll go ahead and take these other two little screws out here that used to hold the plastic in place, just to kind of get those out of the way. Looks like everything's been riveted in from what I can see for the other holes here, so I don't think we're going to be able to get into that. It's going to be a trick there trying to get that in. Maybe not too bad. Spoke too soon on that one. I'm going to pop this off to see what happens to the line underneath it. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, y'all, this is the first time I've ever went into one of these. I've not really got a clue what I'm doing, but we are doing it. Grabbing the razor blade here, I'm just gonna kind of make this look a little bit nicer as we're tearing it down. So, is that supposed to come out? I have no idea. But it looks like it's supposed to come out, so just gonna cut around the opening of that. If anything, we'll put it back with a zip tie. Can you see it? Like it's wanting to come out. There we go. All right, so we got this now. So let's see if we can pull it apart. So that's the inside of the wiper motor. Doesn't look too bad. I've definitely seen uglier ones. So I don't know if this is the issue. You can see that little thing right there has popped out when we probably actually just did that just a second ago, but we'll see what we can do to put this thing back together. Don't see about not wanting to let loose. There we go. Might have just broke that. Ah, I see now. So yeah, this is just all one piece. Looks like it wants to fit through there. We can just get these springs out of the way. There we go. So now comes the trick of putting all these back in and reassembling it. While we got this out, let's see if this will spin. 'Cause I believe that's probably where our main issues was coming from. It's definitely very well boogered up in there. All right, to get this moving, I've tried my drill chuck down on the shank of this. And I'm just gonna spray some WD-40 on it. Just to see if I can get it moving better. There we go. I'm gonna throw some lithium grease in the middle of it. So I got this WD-40 white lithium grease. We're gonna fill that up in there. A little bit more. I'm just gonna flood it. Do some more down in here. All right. Then you can't go wrong with a little bit of brake clean from the Walmart clearance aisle. We're just gonna go ahead and clean this little piece here up, just to get rid of all that old rusty residue from the WD-40. Just let that run for a little while. And go back with some fresh oil. Do another spin cycle on it. You see how that red gunk's still kind of pouring out of there. Like the rust. All right, we're gonna let it go with that. All right. So here comes the fun part of trying to put this thing back together. I don't like the little rubber grommets felt on me, but think it'll be all right. So before going back with that, put this where you can see it all. We're gonna look at the, I think this is called arbor. Got a paper towel to get all the gunk out of that thread right there. Well, not the thread, but the gears. Now I'm going to take some fine grit sandpaper and just clean this up through here. I think I'm going to go with a Scotch-Brite, green Scotch-Brite pad. See how dingy looking that is? I'm going to go gently, just spin it. Now I might be doing this completely wrong, but hey, backyard shade tree mechanic 101. See how bright that is now? Gonna get a lot better contact. Good, nice, clean metal. Look at that. We got this little bearing here. Hold on for a second. I believe we're going to go back with a graphite spray on this bearing. Get a good coating on that inside. Go ahead and try to get the top side of that. Again, this may not be the best, but this is what we're doing, and we're going to see if it works. Can't be no worse than what it was, because it was not even working whenever I first had it out. You want to take this white lithium grease again. I'm gonna pull it back up right there. All right, so with this being ready, I'm gonna set this to the side. We're gonna get our main housing here. I'm gonna put all these, I know there's a name for it, but my mind is drawing a blank at the moment. First, we need to put some springs in it. That'd help big time. The last time I tore apart an electric motor this style was back whenever I was doing slot car races. Again, is this the proper way of doing this? Most likely not, but we're going to make it work in some way, shape, or form. All right. All right, new method of doing this. All right, so we got the first one in. I'm gonna pull it back, get to where we want it. Gonna hold that in place. I think we just discovered something here. Second one. these contactors, maybe. There's a name for it. I will figure it out before we get done. Here we got number 2. How about number 3? This is gonna be the tricky one because it's part of the frame. Let's push these other ones back in. Let's take this arbor and see if I can get that bearing through. Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? By Jove, I think we just got it. I think we just got it. Now, let's put this thing back down in there. I'll go with a dry lubricant on this one, and I don't think there's any certain way that this thing went on there. So after a few minutes of trial and error, I finally got the back plate on, or the housing on, should I say. Tip on that: when you got the arbor inside of the contact side, you'll stick a flathead screwdriver through here and press down on the bearing that was on the arbor side, keeping the arbor in place while you put on the housing. So after figuring that out, it was pretty simple to get on there. So definitely have to remember that trick, anybody that tries this. So I'm going to hook this thing up and see if I can get it working. All right, so y'all gonna watch this with me. We got our connector. Can y'all see that pretty good? Oh, it's not grounded. All right, let's see if we can find us a good ground here somewhere. All right, y'all ready? Well, look at that. So it looks like we only got one speed on it. But hey, one speed is better than no speed. Well, now that we've got the motor tested and working again, we're gonna mount it back to our little panel here and see if we can get it back into the Jeep. Alrighty. So to get set up to be putting it back underneath the hood, I'm gonna go back to my extension socket here. I believe it was a 3/8. All right, back in place. Now to test and make sure it's still functioning before we completely get everything done. All right, so I think we got the wiper motor back in, right? So I'm gonna go out here and test it out. Got the cowl back on. Let's see. There they go. Only got high speed though, but I think that's something within the switching. That and they don't go back to home position. But hey, I'm happy with that. Little movement's better than no movement. Well, this has been another episode of Bagwell's Wheeling and Music. Check us out next time. Bye.